All right, it's just gonna have to be bootleg because I'm not gonna be able to make a video straight through. All right, so back to the topic. When I was going to Africa, I told my aunt and my dad, they got the clear, and I was just chatting it up with my aunt. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna meet a safe married man. Speaking about Mr. Curve, Mr. Lance Scurve, I said I want to meet a safe married man that's a comedian, a speaker, and does these things, and not a string. He can show me something. He agreed to meet with me, and my aunt said, was I going there to try to be his second wife? And I'm like, no. But it's a lot of pressure on me being single. So every time I turn around, somebody's mentioning that. And, it doesn't get to me all the time, but sometimes it does. And I made that funny song, the Wop Wop Wop, which I sent to Lance, and his wife saw it, but I don't think she saw the whole lyrics because she was like, don't send my husband this type of thing. And my version of the WAP wasn't me coming on to him, but with me being sexualized and the three Gullah Geechee men in our life, me and my sisters and my kids, they had a commonality. I said three, but it's only two. But I'm gonna talk about what the man said on his show today. The Gullah man Kwame Brown said that women should, we know what to do. We should do something with the men who can read. And I'm assuming he's talking about the wop wop wop. Now, since he's came out, he is getting all of the women soaking wet, and the Gullah men done revitalized themselves, so they all walking around with their muscles out talking about they Gullah. And which is kind of different because my ex, we were having a conversation and it was about the money because I really want to know why he couldn't give why he didn't give me the money. Now, he didn't just tell me he wasn't going to give it to me, but he wasn't giving it to me fast enough. And I wanted to know, like, why you didn't want to do it. And he was talking about his kids and different things. And I believe him, but what I want to know is, from what I understand from the Babalawos, men around 40 years old should be having sex on the regular to stay healthy. So if a man is not spending his money on a woman to have sex, beating his meat, or manipulating, or in a healthy relationship that you didn't tell me about, which you told me that you were not with no woman. And then he also said that everybody come to him for money, that he was that guy. No, I've never done that, but because everybody else was doing it, he just like, oh, here you come and saying that. And I should have been grateful because he offered house and security, which my brother-in-law, he's Gullah, and he offers house and security, but they don't like to give us their money. They don't like to give it to us. And I'm like, what else do women and children want? That's what we need. We need money. We need it. And he said, if I'm working a lot, trying to work hard, bust my ass for what I want, and why would I want to give you or a woman my money when they can work hard too? And I was like, no, I can't. And I'm not supposed to work that hard. I don't believe any woman is supposed to work that hard. And that's why I wore that beard when I was complaining, because it's like modern men will make a beautiful woman a whole man, have her thinking all type of retarded things. And he told me he broke up with me before due to logistics. Mm, it doesn't sound right, but good. And what else? I was like, you should, and then he's like, you saying that all men should give you money. I never said that. I was talking about him. And he's like, you saying that is like saying that men need to be able to have sex when they want. And that's the same thing, a little bit what it sounded like Kwame was saying when he said that we need to do something with the men who can read. Now, what I want to know is if a man gave us money, why can't we get a loan or pay him back or do the same thing that he does with other men? It's like women, we can't just get a loan. We can't pay the man back, but he want us to pay him back in sex. Now, my ex didn't say that, and I never asked him to loan me the money. I asked him to give it to me. Um, but I'm like, why does it have to be like that? And if it is like that, you should not be able to just convince somebody's daughter to trick them out of intimacy because they really not worthy. All of this women, like, we are afraid. So my brother-in-law is like the security guard, and like that's really all that we need. So it's like if a woman likes you and she doesn't get the money from you, what's the use of liking a man? So when I talk about mentoring young girls, now I have a lot of girls in my audience. I don't teach them how to get a man because the man is very unworthy right now with all of these men not helping them. And I was also watching the show, and I go in and out. I don't watch the whole thing of everything because I'm all over the place. The young man, Kwame Brown, said he was looking for a word, a word to describe a woman who inserts themselves in man business. From what I've seen on Cynthia G's channels, they call them mammies and mules. If she wanted to say or do something nice, she would have not been there, not been in that conversation, or used her WAP or Oshun energy to calm the situation down if she was in person. I did this once in Korea where my homegirl Nicole and Mr. Long was kicking it with me, and they wouldn't open the door, and these white boys was fighting with the Koreans at the front of the hotel, and I recognized them from class, and I just went to the one I recognized and I kissed him. Him and the other guys, they stopped right in their tracks. I don't remember what else happened, but I know they liked that. No matter what kind of clan they was in, hey, the wop, wop, wop. So, and then I also saw something where some gentleman from a TV show, I gotta hurry up because my phone will go dead, Lost in Seattle, was talking about Dr. Boyce was trying to encourage them to be stepfathers, and they was like, hell no. Now, kings take care of all of the kids, not just your own. And what about mentorship? Y'all just gonna leave us homeless and stuff? Like, our kids don't deserve no father? I don't understand because it wasn't yours. Or just got a seed. That's not what we go by. That's why we don't need to be with modern men because they're like, they said that. encourage us to be stepfathers, like it's a bad thing. What about mentors? Stepfathers should be that too, but instead they just be thinking about fucking the woman and coming and molesting their kids. Now let me talk about some violations that I don't think that men should be able to just do anymore. If you sending or saying freaky things like porn or your dick to a woman or a young lady without her asking you, I don't care without her asking you, that is a violation. And if you did that, you should apologize. And if she say no, don't make her think that she can't get a job, she can't get the information she want, or she got to be fucked into a group or something like that. Now, let me tell you something. I was born in the bloodline, but I've never been initiated. I know exactly what goes on there. I don't have to read the ancient books, and I actually have them. And I heard somebody saying something about Americans making up things and rituals now. Some females that I know that's tapped in, they have to make do with what they have, but then when they finally get the information, most of the time it's on point. African Americans get the dreams too, but they have to kind of find it. So I get a little bit of offensive if a girl is trying to learn about the culture and somebody just coming to put a dick up in her ass. I don't like that. Now, security is directed to the root chakra. Men have failed miserably with this ignoring thing, not talking all the way, leaving women on the side of the road. Y'all done destroyed our root chakra, which has something to do with security. We don't feel safe. And the way that my ex translated it to me, he was like, you saying I'm supposed to do something for you because I had sex with you. No, we had a whole lot more, and he should know what it is now. And Motion always rich, my brother. He told me that if I asked a man for $50 and under, I would always get it. But I needed more than that. But I'm okay now, but I just wanted to know about that. But the men shouldn't be able to violate our security and still be getting sex. They can just ask. They can just make eyes and convince your daughter. And so the Gullah Geechee, a lot of people look at them like the anointed ones, one of the anointed groups. So I can equivalate them to, I guess, the Jew. I don't know. I don't even want to say that. I don't want to get into religion, but I know that the Gullah Geechee is like considered the anointed people with a lot of us. Now, my ex told me where he grew up that Geechee, Gullah Geechee meant you was less than. And I asked some questions like, does that mean they bad? And we really didn't get to finish talking because when I was talking to him, he started moving around. And it looked like he was giving me the eyes, and it looked like his muscles was getting bigger. Like, I know you want to feel him. Remember this? Remember this? So I got off the FaceTime with him, and I asked him, was he being sexual or seductive? And he said he wasn't, but it looked like that. So I, as a woman, am acknowledging my brokenness and a lot of women's brokenness on what we've done, but we don't deserve to be put out on the street. And even if it ain't your woman, you supposed to help her. Men don't like helping us. They like putting us out. So I'm like, if y'all like putting us out, then y'all shouldn't get no sex. So the congresswomen, the ones in 2009 that was able to get that general order number one remove that prosecuted pregnant women in the war zone. Just one of the many violations that men be doing. And if we can keep y'all secret sex, y'all need to keep us secret and help us out, especially if we doing our volunteer community and charitable work and the proof is in the pudding. We deserve to be taken care of and y'all not doing it. I think all women need security because just because she has sex or does something distasteful, she deserves to be fucked up, not helped. So I think I'm done with that. But when he said that, I'm like, it's probably the same type of douchebags who say niggas, who tell niggas they white and they don't mean shit. And whatever they born with, that's what it is. And so I know the man, Gullah man, will give us physical security, but they're gonna sleep with who they want. So all I'm saying is if you're securing a woman with food, shelter, you should get the sex. But other than that, you shouldn't. And if my ex was he he is helping a woman or doing something like that, I would send him a woman. They deserve good if they do good. Imagine being able to be with a woman without being a sneaky asshole, violating somebody's daughter, or getting a prostitute or a stripper that you just be like, okay, I did a good job at work. If I want a new or a pretty wop wop wop, then that's what I'll get, you know, without having to sneak and deceive and be a little asshole about it. Now, I'm going to go back to what else is women and children supposed to want or need besides security and money? We need that. And there's been things that I physically and mentally could not do without a man that I just didn't do. I remember Chris from when I was Chris Short. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to my Iraq days when I was doing the salsa because I don't know why people think I be showing off. I actually do that. That's my life. I do it. I was introduced to it and I do it. Okay. Uh, shit. What I was talking about? Yeah, so in Iraq, I had Chris Short, Leonard, Charles Lenore, who was my mentor. He's a millionaire. He could be a millionaire now. I don't watch the fucking internet, but I know I had a stinking ass boyfriend kidnapping me and abusing my ass at the time. A damn high value dust military man that everybody thought was the shit, but he was really a narcissist. So if you ever left a woman in a vulnerable position, you should be responsible for her. And if you're not, I don't have nothing to do with it personally, but it's something called karmic debt that I believe a lot of men, especially American modern men, they think they're above the spiritual karmic debt. Like, no matter what you believe in, you got to understand that whatever you put out, you're going to get back. So I say, try to make amends and get understanding with each other to make things right because it's too dangerous out here. And if y'all hiding in the military and y'all think y'all gonna pretend to be white forever, it ain't gonna last because you're gonna find people get more and more sensitive. So you're gonna find out some things, you know. And I think my karmic debt was like I always feel like I'm running, escaping somewhere, you know. And spiritual people, you have to share them. They can't be all to yourself. Let her work without you thinking that she doing something else, without her having to suck your dick. if she's working for the community, because a lot of us